All right. How y'all doing today, folks? I'm going to try to make this quick. Um, about 3 o'clock in the morning right now. I have had a hell of a day. Smell bad. My hair's feels like it's never hasn't been washed in a week. It's been washed this morning, but like it's just been a hell of a day. So I'm going to try to be fast about this. Today's unboxing knife is the Skeleton Blade Works Scaphoid. Did an unboxing of a couple days ago. Kind of want to, really get the feel of it and kind of really use and abuse it a little bit. But in this box, something I'm actually really, really looking forward to. I'm not a huge fan of this knife style in general in the past, but this one in particular kind of spoke to me. So we're going to check it out. If I either don't talk enough or I talk too much, I apologize, by the way. I'm whooped. I had the opportunity to roll with one of the greats in the industry as far as mixed martial arts and everything else. And I'm a pretty good fighter, pretty good at rolling, doing my thing and everything else. But this was basically just like 4 hours me getting my fucking ass kicked. It was fun. I learned a lot. But oh my God, my entire body, my everything is sore. But I'm happy and I'm gonna try to get this thing done. So first off, the Demko knives come in very, very simple boxes. Not a huge fan of that. For the price of what these cost, presentation to me is, it's a minor thing, but it's still a thing. Like, this looks like an old cigarette pack. Like, this is very, very cheap. Tucson has better boxes than this. But, as far as the knives themselves, they speak for themselves. I've had quite a few custom AD-10s over the years, AD-15s, AD-20s, two AD-20s, sold them both. Floor Max, a bunch of different stuff. So in this actual piece, you get a nice little baggie. In the baggie, you get a knife. And this is the Demko AD-20 in particular, right, in the Harpoon. And I like Harpoon blades in general, right, but I always thought that this style of knife in particular would look badass with a Harpoon. And then a company called Tactical Elements, kind of stiff, went about releasing a version of this in the Harpoon blade, and I had to have it. So I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. Right now I'm in North Carolina, originally from California. I'm pretty bad with the whole like time zones and everything else. So just a small story. To be clear, the drop was going to be 9 a.m. their time, which is 12 p.m. my time. For some reason, I put it back. So I woke up at 5:55 in the morning and I refreshed the page every 10 seconds for 2.5 hours. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? I double checked the time. I was like, oh, what's going on is I'm an idiot. So then I stayed awake the whole time, waited till the actual drop happened, refreshed the page a whole bunch of different times. I went for this version in particular because everybody always wants the titanium one, textured titanium, plain titanium, doesn't matter. They always go for that one. So my logic is like, okay, well, it's gray or tan, so it's easy to dye. I can make it whatever color I want to make it, and I think I stand the best chance of being able to get one of these and not even try for the tie. And clearly it worked. So as far as the actual knife goes, again, I've had Demko AD-20s in the past, a couple customs. I have a 20.5 somewhere around here, a 20 slim somewhere around here. I think they're okay knives. I don't love them in the past, but maybe this will be different. I don't know. I haven't had 20 in a while. So originally my issue with the 20 is I have big hands, right? And for me, when I'm actually going to hard use this knife and I hard use everything that I actually have, I bear down. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. So when I bear down on it, this part of my finger right here disengages this lock. Now, to be clear, it's not going to fail, right? Doing this, it's still a completely secure lockup. But what it does is it makes this weird ass noise and the whole blade wobbles. Now, to be clear, this is very much an issue with me, my style of use, my size of hands. This is something I have not heard anybody talk about before. And you could very easily go up a little higher and, you know, not have the problem at all, or go like choke it up a little bit. Problem is not there at all. But for me personally, when I hold it back here like I want to, with a jimping right here like I want to, and then I bear down on it, I disengage this lock. To be clear, it's a partial disengagement because this lock actually has quite a ways to go down. So I probably disengage it about that much, which is still a secure lockup, but as you see, it rocks around like crazy. I have to go all that way down to fully disengage it. So it's completely still a safe knife, but that's always been my issue with these knives. That being said, man, this is really, really pretty. And I'm actually probably going to keep this around. Definitely not be a hard user for that reason alone. But like, I can probably just adjust my grip a little bit and get used to it. Every knife I carry and use, my thumb goes right there. That's just how I carry knives and how I use knives. So for this one, I can't do that, which feels weird, but you know, it is what it is. So as far as some size comparisons, started off with my ET for the day, which is the Skeleton Blade Works Scaphoid. I'm on camera. There you go. Also have the Chris Reeve Knives Zan, the Monkey Edge Frag version. Also have a Evo 3.0, I believe it is. Yeah, 3.0. Got a Strider Knives Custom SMF, or Custom E, customized, I guess. And finally, my baby. I love this knife. If you've been following the channel for a while, you would have seen me hard use this knife and basically beat it and hammer nails into wood, do all sorts of just dumb things with it. My custom Demko AD-15. So the AD-15 is actually a little smaller, which I was not aware of. That's interesting. This is a smaller knife, but feels better in hand to me with my bigger hands. It's a bigger knife and it doesn't feel as good in hands with me with my bigger hands. You should think it'll be the opposite, but whatever. I love this knife. One of the best knives of all time, in my humble opinion. Had it for years, used it for years, loved it for years. Amazing knife. As far as the successor to that, the AD-20. Now, let's start off with a cut test. Ooh, very sharp. Wow. Oh, they gave me a bottle of like lube and it's fucking spilling there. Ew, son of a bitch. Oh, also got some stickers. Didn't notice that. Interesting. We got some elephant stickers. The edge geometry, it's very, very good. This is a Magnum cut blade. I believe the Rockwell is a 62, which is not quite ideal for what the steel is, but for what it is, the hard use mentality of Demko and everything else, I kind of get it. Also very tired again, folks, so I feel like I'm sucking at this video, but whatever. I'll put it out there regardless. Edge geometry is good to go. The handle material and the ergonomics for me, again, the way I want to carry this knife, my finger just drops right there on the shark lock, which is not comfortable. And when I bear down on it, it partially disengages. It's not the best for me. However, just holding it like that, it feels good. Holding it like this, it feels better. I don't think they're great. I do think they're very, very solid for me. And they probably will be great, if not outright amazing, for you guys. Out of the box, a little stiff. There we go. They're already starting to break in. So a lot of folks add like skiff bearings to these and everything else. I don't really understand the appeal. Like, oh, it drops down. It's very smooth. It's a very fun knife to play with for sure. And that to me is, I think, kind of the big issue with these knives. Not the big issue, the big seller of these knives is that these are just absolute fidget monsters. If you're really into fidgeting with your knives and everything else, which I'm kind of not for the most part, but if you are, you're probably going to love this. Now, this knife comes in a drop point, a tanto, a sheep's foot, what they call a shark's foot. They have it in the whale shark, which is like the shark's foot style, but with like a thicker tip and I don't know, different grinds, but really, really pretty. This is the Harpoon, which I absolutely love, and the internet seems to be going crazy for them, so I might have just snagged a really rare piece, but I don't really know that for sure. So as far as the action goes, it's all right. Fail. Fail. Fuck. Yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. My favorite way to open a knife is a slow roll, because I'm a freaking weirdo. And for this, it slow rolls very, very well. As far as flipping, yep, definitely goes out like that. If you're touching this little shark lock right there, like that, tends to fail. If you move your thumb down a little bit, your finger down a little bit, it does deploy just fine. I don't know, man. Like, the knife hobby is very much about personal preferences. I like this a lot. I'm definitely going to go about getting some scales made for that, for the original goat, probably. Not sure which ones yet, but probably those. I don't love it. I do really like it, though. But my biggest thing is I'm just a big stickler for our industry. And this knife, you know, love it or hate it, honestly, is, at this point, is like iconic. These things are everywhere. People love them. It's just one of those pieces that, as a true collector, as a true user, as a true just aficionado of the hobby, sounds very pretentious, I wanted to have one in my collection again. And as far as having an AD-20 in my collection, I think this is, so far anyways, about the best you can get. Definitely some weird design choices. This clip, in my humble opinion, is terrible. I've had these before in the past, and you have to kind of almost force them into your pants. Sounds kind of wrong, but it takes a little bit of force, or you have to bend it out just a little bit. Not a huge deal. I think there's way too much hardware on this. It's really interesting how there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freaking screws on this. Not even screws, they're press fit pins. Interesting. The original goat scales, I know, cut the hardware down to like, I think it's like 2 screws or 3 screws, so I'll probably go that route. But overall, it's a cool looking knife. I love the Harpoon. Action's cool, and I'm glad I got it in my collection. As far as a first impression score, I'm gonna give it, it's fucking awesome. Not great, not amazing, but it's awesome. Normally I do like a numbered score about that, but I don't know enough about this knife to give it a numbered score. I think that's kind of disingenuous. Also, I'm absolutely exhausted right now. I'm gonna go take my dirtbag ass and take a shower and then go to bed. Because it's been a hell of a day, a fun day, an amazing day. I regret nothing, but my everything hurts and I am just tired. So, as always, folks, I love you all. Please take care and bye-bye. Oh, God, my legs. Oh, Jesus. Sweet zombie Jesus, I'm sore.